Hello everyone and welcome back to Animation Pilgrimage, the show where Tennille and I take a look at every single theatrically released animated film in chronological order. I'm Whitney.
I'm Tennille.
And today we are taking a look at another catch-up film. We watched Benny's Bathtub from Denmark, 1971. I want to say thank you to Michael Ray for finding this movie for us.
Thank you very much.
This was cute.
Yeah, it's very much geared towards children. It's got an interesting art style. The watercolor backgrounds are really pretty. But, there's not a whole lot of depth here. It's just kind of like a cute kid's film.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, my plot synopsis for this, because I went ahead and I wrote my own little summary, was...
Really?
Well, I mean... Mine's just hitting on the broad strokes. Yours is probably going to be an actual, the things that happen.
Okay.
Mine is just, kid escapes into his imagination when faced with adults who don't understand him and are, of the time, casually abusive and neglectful. So, the 70s.
Yeah, that's essentially what happens.
Uh-huh.
How about I go into a little bit deeper of a plot synopsis?
Alright, go ahead.
Benny is an imaginative kid.
Mm-hmm.
He likes playing with his toys and imagining they're alive and doing things.
He very much feels like a kid of the time. Plays
Yes.
a lot of, cowboys and Indians kind of thing, because that's, the thing of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Is
He's playing
Westerns.
He's playing war and cowboys. And
right.
Is a scuba diver and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah. His mom shoos him outside and is just generally neglectful of him.
And threatens to beat him.
Yeah, of course, as you do.
And also is complaining about how she was beaten as a child.
Uh-huh. Okay, boomer.
Alright.
Anyways, so he goes outside and he runs into a weird bird watcher man and asks him if he's a child molester. And the dude's like, no. I'm looking at birds.
I'm a bird watcher.
And so he just gives him some fun bird facts for a while and has weird bird animation.
Mm-hmm.
And then Benny fishes up a tadpole. And he shows it to his mom, and his mom's like, hey, you just got mud all over the ground. Or all over the carpet. How dare you? Go take a bath.
Right. She's not really paying attention or listening to him at all.
Mm-hmm. So he goes and takes a bath with the tadpole. And his imagination takes over again, and he's swimming through the ocean with his tadpole, who is actually a prince.
Yes. Who was turned into a frog, but then because he didn't want to be a frog, he turned himself into a tadpole.
Yeah. And then this is where the majority of the movie itself takes place, is just him in the bathtub.
Imagining being in the ocean.
Yeah, imagining being in the ocean, swimming around, having fun.
Mm-hmm.
He rides a seahorse. He sees a couple of pirate skeletons. He interacts with an octopus.
Mm-hmm.
There's a shark briefly.
There's some big titty mermaids.
Oh, I was going to get there.
Okay.
Yeah, there's an angry crab.
Uh-huh.
And then, yes, it ends off with triple mermaids who are very naked and very much so showing everything that they got.
It's one of those moments where you just realize the cultural differences between America and Europe.
Uh-huh.
Where it's just in Europe, yeah, you can show boobs. Why wouldn't you show boobs to kids?
Mm-hmm.
No big deal. Whereas here, if someone dared show this to children here in America,
Heads would roll.
Fists would be flying. Someone would get sued.
Uh-huh.
There'd be, talk show hosts talking about the death of American child innocence.
It'd be very funny.
Yeah.
In a very, not actually funny way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, there's lots of songs, and he has a bunch of adventures, and then his dad comes home, and his mom wins a car.
Yeah, she has a lottery ticket, which Benny had took to play with.
Uh-huh.
And it turns out that it was a winning lottery ticket to get a car.
Yeah, or it wasn't ticket to a car, but it was like one of those magazine things.
Something.
Yeah.
Either way, she won a car.
It was a lottery thing of the times.
Right.
You don't really have those nowadays. But yeah, they won a car, and then
the adults get in the car and
drive
go off. And then Benny invites all the kids to play in his bathtub.
Yep, and then the credits roll.
Yeah.
It's a very fun art style. There's not a lot of other real substance to this, though.
Yeah, one of the things that is really cool about this is that you can definitely tell that this was either animated directly on either just cell sheets, so like they were just either painting directly on the cells and animating that way, or, and I think this is the case in certain shots, or maybe for the whole film, is that some of it is like painted on glass because it has that like texture, which is just fun.
Oh yeah.
This whole thing's very neat, and I was surprised when looking this up, and who knows, maybe it is based on a book. I just didn't see this, but it looks like it was not based on a book.
It looks like it was just its own unique thing.
Yeah. I was kind of guessing, you know, based on the fact that like it's a children's movie and, you know, it's following this kind of like plot structure, and it has kind of this like illustrative art style. I was like, well, this is probably based on a children's book. But as far as I saw, it didn't seem to be. The directors for this was Jannik Hastrup and Flemming Quist Muller. Apologies, of course, as always, for the name pronunciation. And this is also considered one of 10 films chosen for Denmark's cultural canon.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's very important.
Yeah. A culturally important film for Denmark.
Well, that's neat.
Yeah. And I can see why. Like again, this was charming, fun, short and sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of short and sweet, this is a film that is short enough that if it were to come up in our nowadays
List
of like where we are currently in Animation Pilgrimage, we would cut it.
Yeah.
And
because it was only 41 minutes long.
Yeah, it was only 41 minutes. So like it was very short.
It was skirting the line.
But whatever, we watched it. It was enjoyable enough. If this were to come up in like one of our New Year's, we'd probably just put it in with like as a short.
Right.
More than a film.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's really it.
Not a lot to really talk about. It was enjoyable enough. So join us back here next time as we go backwards to 1953 because Michael Ray has found another movie for us. And we will be watching The Treasure of Bird Island, another stop-motion film from Czechoslovakia.
Ooh, cool.
See you then.
Toodles.
Satan snores, I still. Well, let's see.